I want to talk about cause and effect. I want to talk about cause and effect. You know, many of us, we blame people for where we are in life. We blame others for where we are in life. We blame our partners. We blame our past. We blame everybody but ourselves for what we are, for what we have, for where we are in life. We blame everybody else, but we refuse to take responsibility for our lives, for where we are. There is something called the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. For everything that you see in your life, everything happening in your life, your financial situation, your job situation, your business situation, your relationship situation is an effect. It is an effect. It was caused and created by something. Everything in your life is an effect. It was caused by something. Everything in your life is an effect. It is an effect. It was caused, it was pushed, it was created by something. Everything in your life is an effect. And do you know the cause? You are the cause. You are the cause behind the effects in your life. You are the cause behind your financial situation. You are the cause behind your relationship situation. You are the cause behind your business situation. You are the main cause in your life. Now, many things happen around us. And we can react or respond to it. However, the things that happen around us do not determine our future or our lives. It is our response or our reaction to those things that now create our reality. Our response or our reaction to the events and the things that happen to us. Life gives us raw materials of events, of people, of things happening around us. And it is your response to the things happening in your life that creates a cause. Your response. The same thing happens to the same people, but one somebody has a positive attitude and one person has a negative attitude. The same event, the same thing happens. The same thing happens to two people. But one person sees it as a positive event and something that can move her up. And another person sees it as a negative event and something that can bring her down. Your response to the events and situations in your life will create a cause that will eventually manifest an effect in your life. Manifest an effect in your life. We are the causes in our lives. We are the causes in our lives. You know, you try to look for the causes of the situations in your life and you blame everybody else. You blame your parents. I think it is the height of irresponsibility to blame your past and to blame your teachers. You're an adult right now. You're an adult. But you're still blaming your parents for life, for messing up your life. You're still blaming your dad and your mom for messing up your life. For messing up your life. Unless they violated you physically, then that's a big problem. But if they did not violate you, but they were just flawed human beings, they were just flawed human beings, and they did what flawed people did, then you have to start taking responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for where you are. Take responsibility for your life. Your parents were flawed. Your teachers were flawed. Your guardians were flawed. Your uncles were flawed. But right now, you are an adult and you have to learn to take responsibility for your life. Those things that happen to you are just situations. They're just the raw materials of life. One person uses the same situation to rise up in life. Another person uses the same situation as an excuse. Let me tell you the story. So there were two brothers, and their father had an alcohol situation, an alcohol challenge. He had an alcohol challenge. So one brother said, Dad has an alcohol challenge. I'm going to be like Dad for the rest of my life. I'll just be like Dad for the rest of my life. The other brother said, Dad has an alcohol challenge. He has shown me what I should not do with my life, and I will do something better with my life. Two brothers, the same situation. One person said, I'm going to be like Dad. I'm going to use the dad as an excuse to live like him. The other brother said, yes, Dad has an alcohol condition and an addiction condition, and he has taught me not to be like him. The same situation, but different responses. Different responses that set different causes in motion. Different causes in motion. You are the cause. You are the cause of the conditions, of the effects in your life. So the same things happen to everybody, the same situation. You can be in a place and something, the same event happens to 10 people, and 10 people will have different responses and reactions. Why? Because of what is in their mind. The level and the quality of their thinking. The quality of their thinking. The quality of your thinking determines your response to life situations and life challenges and life events. The quality of your thinking. What is the quality of your thinking? What is the quality of your thoughts? What is the quality of your thinking? What is the quality of your thinking? You are the cause. You are the main cause in your life. You are the main cause in your life. You are the main cause. Let me tell you something. Challenges will always come to you. It is human. It is natural. Every human being will face challenges and face difficult and tough situations. But it is your response based on your knowledge that will determine the kind of effects you create in your life. Cause and effect. You are the main cause in your life. You are the main cause in your life, not your father, not your mother, not your parents, not your past, not your siblings, not your teachers, not your boss, not your government. You are the main cause in your life. And the situation you are right now in your life is the effect of what your cause has produced in your life. When you refuse to develop your mind, you're setting a cause in motion. When you refuse to invest in yourself, you're setting a cause in motion. When you refuse to save your money, you're setting a cause in motion. When you refuse to invest in financial instruments, you're setting a cause in motion. When you refuse to educate your mind financially, you're setting a cause in motion. When you are in a relationship with low value people, you're setting a cause in motion. And you will begin to reap the negative effects of these causes you have set in motion in your life. You are responsible for the effects you see in your life. It's cause and effect. A woman says, I never knew that this man was such a bad man. I never knew. No, you're lying. You're lying. You saw the man. You saw the man. And you saw certain things about him. And those things attracted you because we attract who we are and what we are. We attract who we are and what we are. You have to learn to take responsibility for your choices. You made that choice. You made that decision. Don't blame the man. Blame yourself for choosing that kind of a human being. Because we attract who we are. We attract what we are. So you chose that man and said, no, I never knew it was bad. No, you knew. We attract who we are. We attract what we are. So take responsibility for attracting that kind of man or attracting that kind of woman. Take responsibility for your choices. Don't blame anyone. Just tell yourself, listen, I made it. I was a very poor judge of character, or I was trying to change character. You know, listen to me. Listen to me. The reason why you've heard people, women and men, they say, oh, I never knew my partner was this bad. No, they knew the partner was bad, but this was what was going on in them. And they were thinking, oh, I can change this person. I can change this man. I can change this woman. You can't change anybody. You cannot mother anybody or father anybody. You can't change anybody. You can't. So you see a man and you see a woman and you see their flaws, you see the flaws in their character and you see their lifestyle, but you still decide to choose them. And you choose these people, and after choosing them, 3 months down the line, you tell yourself that this is my partner is the problem. No, you are the problem. You chose them. You made very poor choices. You very poor decisions, very poor choices. Very poor choices. Your parameters for choosing people in relationships are very, very, very low value, very poor, very low value parameters for choosing a partner. If you have been jumping from one partner to another, that means your parameter and your values are so very low. That is why you keep jumping from one partner to partner. No, those partners are not the problem. You are the problem. You keep choosing them. You don't understand what I'm saying? No, they are not the problem. You are the problem. Why do you keep choosing low value partners? Why do you keep choosing low value people to be in a relationship with low value people? When there are high value people who can bring value to your life, why do you choose low value people? Why do you do that? Take responsibility for your poor choices. Your poor choices have set certain causes in motion, and the effect is a terrible, horrible, painful, toxic relationship that you have. Your poor choices. Your poor choices. And your choices are just a reflection of who you are. Your choices are a reflection of who you are. So take a look at your partner right now. The partner you've chosen is a reflection of your values, is a reflection of who and what you are. The partner you've chosen now. Go back to the partners you chose before. You have to learn to tell yourself the truth and set yourself free, completely free. Tell yourself the truth and set yourself free. Do you know something? I have looked at all my relationships and all the very poor choices I made, and I held myself responsible. I held myself responsible. I don't blame anyone who gave me hell in relationships. I don't blame them. Do you know why? I chose them. I chose those people. My eyes were open and I chose them. There was something inside of me that wanted them. There was something inside of me that wanted them. I was attracted to those kind of people. So I started to question myself, what was inside of me that was attracting those kind of low-level people to my life, low-value people to my life? And I finally arrived on an answer. The reason why I was attracting low-value people to my life, the reason why I wanted low-value people in my life was because I was low-value. Period. I'm not blaming any of them. I'm not blaming any of the people I was in a relationship with. No, I'm not blaming any of them. They are not responsible. They were minding their business, and I decided I wanted this person in my life. Why don't you learn to grow up and take responsibility for your poor choices? Take responsibility. Take responsibility for your poor choices. Take responsibility for your poor choices. I'm not blaming anyone. You know, I sat down and I thought about this and I started asking myself, why was I attracting this kind of people? Why did I attract that person? Why did I attract that person? Why did I attract that person? And it just dawned on me that, hey, you were attracting yourself because you saw yourself in those people. And all the low value people you attracted are a reflection of the low value that you had. The low value that you had. And when I started adding value to myself, adding value to myself, adding value to my mind, adding value to myself emotionally, adding value to myself financially, adding value to myself spiritually, I started attracting the right people. I started to attract the right people. I started to attract the right people. When you add value to yourself, you will attract people of value. People of low value attract other people, other low value people. People of high value attract high value people. High value people. High value people attract high value people. High value women attract high value men. Low value women attract low value men. Don't blame any of your partner. Don't blame them. Stop blaming them. Stop blaming your ex. Don't blame your ex. Stop it. Take responsibility for your life and tell yourself, there was something inside of me. I had issues in my life, and I had low value. That was why I attracted this kind of man and this kind of woman into my life. So I'm taking responsibility for myself and for my life, and I'm letting them go. I'm letting them go. You know, the moment you accept responsibility, you stop accusing, you stop fighting, you stop quarreling, you stop hating all those people from your past. You stop hating them because you know that you were responsible. You chose them. You chose them. You attracted them to your life. You attracted all those low value people to your life. If you have ever had a relationship from hell, if you have ever been in a marriage from hell, excuse me, you chose that person. You attracted that person to your life. Do you know why? Because you were a person of low value. If you want to attract someone better, become a high value person. Add value to yourself. The moment you start adding value to yourself, you begin to repel low value people and begin to attract high value people. It's a law of life. It's the law of cause and effect. You are the cause, and your relationships and the people that come into your life and the situations you create are the effect. You are the cause for every relationship you've had, every bad, toxic, unhappy, depressing, troublesome, or troubled relationship you've had. You are the cause. You are the cause. You are the cause. You attracted that man. You attracted that woman. You listen to me. Listen to me. I used to have this. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel, and all my videos go to YouTube. Listen to me. If you keep attracting the wrong people to your life, the first person is wrong. The second person is wrong. The third person is wrong. They are not the problem. You are the problem. The first relationship bad, second relationship bad, third relationship bad. They are not the problem. You are the problem. Why do you keep attracting such people to your life? There are so many good people. It's like you attracted. Let me tell you something. Everybody here, everybody listening to me, let me tell you something. Are you going to go out on the street and decide you're going to have a relationship with a homeless person? Everybody listen to me, pay attention. Do you go out on the street and walk around your city at night and look for homeless people and find a homeless woman or man and decide, oh, I want to be in a relationship with this person? Do you do that? You don't do that. You don't do that. Why don't you do that? Because those are not, you don't want to have a relationship with the homeless people. That's not the kind of person you want. That's not the kind of quality you want in your life. You want a high value person. You want people who are productive. You want people who are living good lives. You don't do that. Why? It repels you. You don't want that. You want to help them, but you don't want to have them in a relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't go around looking for homeless people that, listen, I want to be in a relationship with them. You don't do that. Why? Those are not the kind of people you want in your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? So why do you choose troubled people to be with you in a relationship? You choose people that have anger issues, that have addiction issues, that have emotional issues, that have trust issues. People that cannot be trusted. Those are the people that you attract to your life and you have a relationship with them. Why do you attract such people? You are the cause. You are the cause. And the relationships and the people that you've attracted into your life, they are the effect. And they just, let me tell you, your relationships are a reflection of who you are. Listen, I've had people come on here, they come on my page and they tell me, no, that man was bad, that woman was bad. No. You are the one with the issue because they were minding their business until you agreed to be in a relationship with them. They were minding their business until you agreed to be in a relationship work with them. You could have said no. You could have said, no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. You could have walked away. You could have said, no, I don't want to be in a relationship with you because I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. But you agreed. So stop insulting those people. Stop calling them names. All those people in your ex, oh, he was a cheat, he was a whatever. Let me tell you something. The very first week you were with that person, your intuition told you that this person is wrong. But you saw one or two things. Every time you go back to go and do an audit of your relationships, you will find out that there was a point. There's something your intuition told you, no, don't do it. Don't do it. There was a point that your intuition said, don't do it. But you violated your intuition and you went ahead. And because you violated your intuition and went ahead, you got into trouble. Just do an audit of all the relationships you've had that have been problematic, toxic, troubled and troublesome relationships, unhappy, sad, depressing relationships. Do an audit. You will find out there was always a point in time when something within you told you, your intuition told you that no, don't be in a relationship with this person. But you said no. You said no. Perhaps you said, I'm too lonely. Perhaps you said, I'm getting old. Perhaps you said, oh, this is an opportunity. Perhaps you said, oh, she's the most beautiful woman I've seen, or the most handsome man I've seen, or she has so much money, or he has so much money, or he's so fine, or she's so fine. No, but there was something inside of you that said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But you violated your intuition. You violated that warning. You violated that voice from within you that said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And you just went ahead and you contracted a relationship with that person, and that relationship was hell. You are the cause, and that relationship was the effect that you produced in your life. You are the cause. You are the cause. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming your partners. Let them go. They were minding their business, minding their lives. Nobody forced a relationship on you. Do you listen? Listen to me. Nobody forced a relationship on you. Nobody forced you to be in a relationship. Nobody forced you to be in a relationship with that man or woman. You chose, you agreed to be in a relationship. Stop acting as if you were coerced, you were forced to be in a relationship. No, you're an adult. Take responsibility for your life. You are the cause. Take responsibility for your life. So no, my husband was an evil man. Hello, did he force you to be in a relationship? My wife was an evil woman. No, did she force you to be in a relationship? Didn't you agree? Was it not consensual? No, they're not evil. You chose them. You have to come to a point to agree that you chose that person, and you chose that man, and you chose that woman, and you are the cause behind the problems in your life. You are the cause. You have to admit, and you have to accept it, that you are the cause. I have accepted it. I am the cause, or I was the cause in every situation. Every situation I've had, every relationship, I've been the cause. I accept it. Yes, I was the cause. They were minding their business. I went to them. I saw the signs and I still said no. And I said I wanted them. I was the cause. And accept it. And the moment you accept it, the moment you take responsibility, you place the power in your hands. Stop giving power to your exes. Stop giving power to other people and say, no, they manipulated me, they controlled me. They were no. You chose them. You are the one with the power. You chose them. You allowed them to stay in your life. You could have walked away, but you allowed them to stay in your life. Why? Because something inside of you was pulling them to you. So you decided to stay with them. No, they're not responsible. No. Stop blaming your exes. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. You chose them. You chose them to be in a relationship. You chose them. You left so many other people and you decided to choose this man and this woman. Were you blind? No. Were you blind? Were you deaf? Were you emotionally numb? Could you not see what they were doing? You didn't see their lifestyle? So you saw everything they were doing and you still accepted them and you said, no, you chose the wrong people. Why? Because there was something inside of you that resonated with those wrong people. So you made the wrong choices. You are responsible for the wrong choices that you made. You're responsible for the wrong choices that you made. Take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for your choices. Take responsibility for those choices, because something inside of you resonated with something inside of that person. That was why you stayed with that person. That was how you stayed with that person. You wouldn't go out at night in your city and go have a relationship with a homeless person. You just look for a random homeless person and say, oh, let's be in a relationship. You won't do it. So why did you stay in a relationship with that person who was toxic? Why? Why? Answer the question, why? 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 Why did you stay in a relationship with that person? You wouldn't go around your city. Let me tell you something. All you educated people, listen to me. You're all brilliant people. Take responsibility for your life. You wouldn't go out at night in your city. You go to a place like London and you go to East London and you see homeless people and say, oh, I want this homeless person, as I want to be in a relationship with this homeless man or woman. This is going to be the love of my life. I'm going to marry him or her and we're going to live happily forever. You will never do that. You will ever, none of you listening to me will ever do that. None of you will do that. So why did you stay with that man and that woman? Why did you stay with them? Why did you choose people who were toxic and people who were bad for you? It was because there was something inside of you that wanted them. So take responsibility for choosing them. That is what I'm saying. Take responsibility. And the moment you take responsibility, there is peace inside of you. And you let go of all those, of blaming people, of fighting them. Stop fighting people from your past. Stop condemning them. Stop fighting them. You chose them. Hello. You chose those people. You chose that man. You chose that woman. Stop blaming them for your woes and for your problems. They had their issues before you met them. They had their problems before you met them. So you saw them, you recognized what was going on in their life, and you still chose them. Nobody deceived you. Stop telling that lie. Stop telling that lie. Stop it. Stop telling yourself that lie. Because if you keep telling yourself that lie, you will remain a victim for the rest of your life. You will always blame people for your situations and your problems, and you never take responsibility for your life. You will just remain a victim, and you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You're a queen. You're a king. You function in power. You walk in power. You take responsibility for your choices. And when you make wrong choices, you fix them. You fix them. You take responsibility and you fix them. You're a queen. You're a king. You don't blame people. Queens and kings take responsibility. They take responsibility for their choices. They take responsibility for their choices. So take responsibility for your choice. So you made a mistake. You're human and you make mistakes. So accept it. You made a mistake. But don't blame your ex for your problem. Don't ever do that. That makes you a victim. You're not a victim. Were you forced? Were you coerced to be in that relationship? 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? Were you forced? Did that person force you to be in that relationship? The answer, ladies and gentlemen, is no. You chose to be there. You chose to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, you chose to be there. Ladies and gentlemen, you chose to be in that relationship. No one forced you. So take responsibility for your poor choices. For your very poor choices. Take responsibility. And let me tell you, the power, you have the power. The power is in you. I was telling a lady, a lady we were talking about her relationship and her marriage, and she started complaining about her husband and complaining. I said, lady, did you choose that man or not? She said, yes, I chose him. I said, did he force you to live with him? She said, no. I said, did he coerce you? Did he coerce you? Did he tie you down? She said, no, I chose him. I said, so you had the power to say no? She said, yes, I had the power to say no. I said, but you decided to say yes. Yes. She said, yes. I said, yes. So I said, it was your decision. And you had the power to either say no, and you had the power to say yes, but you decided to go against your intuition and you chose the wrong person. You made that decision. You made that decision by yourself. So take responsibility and always be in a place of power. Never give up the power of your responsibility. Never. The moment you give up that power of responsibility, you become a victim. Never give up. No matter what happens to you, don't give up the power of your responsibility. Take responsibility. The moment you take responsibility, you tell yourself that I am in control of the situation. I've always been in control. Even all through the years where I was going through my pain, I was in control. I was in control. I chose and I decided to stay there. I am responsible for my life. I'm not a victim. Never admit or accept to be a victim. You're not a victim. You're a queen. You're a king. You're not a victim. No, that woman is not evil. She's not evil. No, 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 no. No. That woman is not evil. You chose to have her in your life. Did she tie you down? Did she chain you to the front door, to the porch? Did she chain you to the bed? Are you chained? No, you chose, you decided, you used your volition, your willpower, and decided this is the person that I want in my life. You chose. So stop calling her evil. You have no right to call her evil because she did not force you. Stop calling her evil. She's not evil. No, she's not evil. She's not evil. You made a very terrible choice. Your judgment was way off. You have very low judgment of character. Very low, very low, very low, very low. No, the woman is not bad. No, the woman is not evil. No, the man is not evil. No, you saw him and you decided that you wanted to change him. You put yourself in the place of God and you said, I'm going to change this man. I'm going to reform him. I'm going to change him. Yes, he may have some weaknesses, but I can change him. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you can't change anybody. What you see is what you get. You can't change anybody. You can't change anybody. So you saw that man and you decided, oh, I'm going to change this man. I will change him. He will become a better man, a reformed man. And I will parade him and he will be my trophy husband. And you made a serious mistake. Because you can't change anybody. You can't change any man. You can't change any woman. People are the way they are. Accept them for who and what they are, period. Don't fantasize about who or what they might turn out to be. Stop fantasizing about people. People are who and what they are. Please stop Stop the fantasy. It was fantasy that got you into problems. It was fantasy that got you into trouble. Fantasy. It was fantasy. It was fantasy that got you into that trouble. Fantasy. You were fantasizing that, hey, this lady, I will change her and she will become a jewel in my hand. Or this man, I'm going to change him. I will walk on him and he's going to become a jewel. Hello? That was fantasy. That wasn't reality. You should have just accepted reality. Accept people. When Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, accept them for who and what they are. Accept them. Stop the fantasy. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You see a woman with flawed character and say, no, I'm going to change her and transform her. She's going to turn out to be so beautiful and all that. No, she's not going to change. She's who and what she is. Accept her for who she is and stop stressing her life. She did not beg you to be in a relationship. Stop stressing her. Why are you stressing her? Why you're stressing her? Change. No, stop stressing her. Oh, stressing every day. Change this. No, that is who and what she is. Stop stressing that woman. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop nagging. You want to change her, No, stop it. You saw her for what she was and you saw her for who she is, and now you want to change her. A relationship is not your let me tell you, a relationship is not your permission to try to change people. No, you don't change people. You don't have a right to do that. You don't have a right to do that. People change when they want to change. You can see this man and his flaws, and you've taken this upon yourself to change the man, and it's now your life mission to change him, and you keep nagging him day and night, disturbing, stressing the living daylights out of him because you want him to change. You cannot change any man, neither can you change any woman. Stop stressing them. Stop nagging them. Stop berating them. Stop chastising them. They are who and what they are. Stop it. If you cannot live with them, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Why are you trying to change people? You don't change anybody. You cannot change people. You either accept them for what they are, or you just walk away. And you've seen this woman for who she is, and you've seen this man for who he is. So listen, this is the decision-making process. And you say, listen, can I live with this person? Can I handle this part of this person's life? Can I handle this woman's life? Can I handle this man's life? And and you make that decision. And when you make that decision, say, can I handle this part of this person's life? It's very complex, blah, blah, blah. Can I handle it? And you tell yourself, okay, I can handle it. I can handle this aspect of his life. I can. And if you make that, and you tell yourself, I can handle it, that means you're not going to nag the person to an early grave. You're not going to nag your partner to death. You're not going to nag that woman to death and keep telling her to change. No, stop it. Stop berating, chastising, and stop trying to change your partner. Stop it. You saw them for who they are. It is not your place, and it's not your place to change a human being. It's not your place. In fact, it is such an insult for you to see somebody and you think you have the power or the ability to change them. You don't have that power and ability to change them. You don't. It is not in your place. Stop it. Stop it. And you start nagging them and berating them and chastising them and putting them down and making them feel miserable more than they are. Don't you know that these people know that they have these flaws and these weaknesses? And they thought a relationship with you would be a covering for you to protect them. And they saw something in you and say, okay, if I'm with this person's strength will cover my weaknesses. This woman's strength will cover my weaknesses. There are women who have covered men with weaknesses. And they saw the weakness of the man, but they covered the man. And their strength covered the man. And there are men who have covered the weaknesses of their wives or their partners, or the women. They covered their weaknesses. And they covered those weaknesses. They saw those weaknesses, but they covered those weaknesses. And those people began to grow under that covering. If you cannot cover your partner, if you cannot be a solid rock for your partner, if you cannot be a pillar for your partner, you don't deserve to be in that relationship with that partner. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Stop trying to change people by berating them, by nagging them. They're your partner. Your relationship is supposed to be a place of peace, a place of love, an oasis, a paradise, a place of love. But it has become a boxing ring where you're always fighting, always arguing, always correcting. Why? Because you're trying to change your partner, and it is not in your place to change your partner. It is in your place, ladies and gentlemen, to accept your partner for who he is or who she is. Stop trying to change your partner. It is not in your place. It is not in your place. And some of you are so miserable right now because you've tried everything. You're trying to change this man. You're trying to change him. You're trying to change and solve his problems. You cannot. Let me break the bad news to you. You can't change him. And some of you are trying to change this woman, and you just keep putting her down, breaking her spirit, breaking her soul. Let me tell you something. Your responsibility as a partner in a relationship is to lift up that person's spirit and lift up that person's soul and make a vow that you're going to be an encouragement to your partner. You will be an encouragement to your partner until the day you die. You will encourage that man and that woman. You will encourage that man and that woman. You will be an encouragement, a strength, a pillar of strength, a solid rock for your partner to lean on. And make a vow that every word that comes out of your mouth will be to build up your partner and build up that woman and build up that man. Every word that comes out of your mouth will be to build up your partner and build up a relationship. If you've come to the place where all you see is all the faults and all the weaknesses and all the failures and all the things you don't like, and that is all you see, that is a problem. You are in a problem. You are just in the problem. Listen. Love, true love covers a multitude of weaknesses. True love covers a multitude of weaknesses. If you truly love that person and you went through your thought process and said, listen, I love this person. Can I handle this weakness? Can I handle this weakness? Because every one of us, we have our own set of weaknesses. Every one of us, we have our set of weaknesses. So you have to have a partner that can handle and cover those weaknesses and be a strength for you where you're failing. And be a solid rock for you where you are standing a sinking sand. You have to have a partner who believes in you so much and wants to cover you and wants to help you and wants to make you stand. If you feel that your partner is not good enough and you keep nagging, berating, fighting, always angry, you don't belong in that relationship. You don't belong in that relationship. You don't belong in that relationship. You don't belong. It's not in your place to change anyone. That's what I'm telling you. And you chose that person knowing that person had all those weaknesses. So listen to me. That person did not beg you for a relationship. That person did not force you for a relationship. That person did not coerce you for a relationship. That person did not chain you down to a relationship. Man or woman, you made the choice as an adult to remain in that condition, that situation. So take responsibility for your choices. That is what I'm talking about. Take responsibility for your choices and stop blaming your exes for your situations and for your life. Stop it. Let me tell you, you had the power all along. The power power has always been with you. The power is with you. Responsibility is power. So just take responsibility. Never be a victim. Never allow your past situation make you feel like a victim. You're not a victim. You're not a victim. You were never a victim. You will never be a victim. You're not a victim. Why? Because you have power. You have power to choose, power to stay or power to leave. And when you make a commitment to a relationship, you've thought through, listen, this person has his weaknesses, this person has his strength. Do I like the strengths? Yes. Can I handle the weaknesses? And you go through it. Can I handle this weakness? This person has his weakness. Can I handle these weaknesses? And if you tell yourself, yes, I can handle these weaknesses, then go. Then stay in the relationship. Don't come and tell me 5 months later, oh, I didn't know that this weakness is. Come and tell me 5 months later, I didn't know that these weaknesses were so bad. Stop lying. You knew the weaknesses were there. You knew the weaknesses were there, and you just tried. Instead of you covering and being a support and a foundation for that man, that woman, you became a nag. And you became a nag, and you started fighting your partner instead of working together with your partner. You are responsible, my dear friend. You're responsible. You're responsible, my dear friend. Take responsibility for your relationships. Take responsibility for your life. Take responsibility for your choices. You are the cause behind the effects in your life. You are the cause. So everything that you have experienced in your life, every relationship you have experienced, you are the cause. So from today, stop blaming them. Stop saying, oh, I had this crazy partner. No, you didn't have a crazy partner. You chose a crazy person. You are the one. You chose a crazy person. You saw that person and you decided, I'm going to choose this person. You chose that person. So take responsibility for your choices. Whatsoever your choices have been, take responsibility for them, and stop choosing and stop pushing blame on your partners and your exes. Take responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, take responsibility. Why? Because you have the power. You have the power. You have the power. Always tell yourself you have the power. You are the cause. You are the cause. You are the cause. You are the cause. You can choose a better person. And let me tell you, anyone that you're going to choose, they are going to have flaws. They're going to have weaknesses. So you have to look at those flaws and weaknesses and tell yourself, I can live with these flaws and I can live with these weaknesses. I have enough strength to cover. I have enough strength to cover. But if you don't, let me tell you, if you cannot handle those weaknesses, let me tell you something. Everyone that has had a bad relationship, every single person, if you have a friend that is in a terrible relationship or marriage or whatever, you have a friend. Now go ask that person and ask that person, was there a time before you said yes, that something within you said you should say no? Go and ask them. Go ask them. And they will tell you, yes, there was something. My intuition said I shouldn't do it. But I overrode my intuition and I told myself, no, this is a man. I know how to handle men. Or woman, I know how to handle women. I can handle a woman. That's what you told yourself. And you entered into trouble. Ask anyone who has ever been in a toxic relationship. Ask them, that was there a time that you had doubt and something within you said, stop, don't do it. But you overrode your intuition and that warning and that check, and you went ahead. Was there ever a time? They will tell you yes. They will tell you there was a time. There was a time, and I had this I had this check, and I had this warning, and I had like this stop signal inside of me. Yes, and there was a stop signal inside of me, and I just said no, that I'm in love. You know, love makes you stupid. Love, it just makes your mind stupid. You're just stupid. And you think love covers all. No, love doesn't cover all. Love makes all of us stupid. So before you get thrown into love, begin to assess the person you're falling in love with, because you might just be falling in love with a crazy person. Or don't you know many people who have fallen in love with crazy people, crazy men and women, and the men will just be doing crazy things and the women will be doing crazy things, and they fell in love with them. They are just emotionally attached to just crazy people, emotionally attached to crazy people. So don't be emotionally attached to crazy people. Break that emotional attachment. The moment you find out that this person is going to destroy me, break that emotional attachment and deliver yourself. Because love can destroy you. Love, that emotion of love, it can destroy you. That emotion of love, it can some of you think, oh, love will overcome all. No, love, no. Love will not overcome all. Hey, listen to me. Love is not going to overcome anything. Say love is going to overcome all. Love will change. No. There is no power of love anywhere. If that person is a crazy person, there is no power of love. The only thing your love can do is for you to walk away from that person. That's the only thing. Or that person will destroy, because love just makes you just lose your analytical senses. You just lose your analytical ability. Instead of you analyzing the situation, you will say, oh, I'm in love. And that emotion of love, that attachment will just draw you, pull you down to destruction. I've seen so many good women and so many good men, and they are just pulled down by that emotion. And you tell them, listen, this is wrong. This is not right. This is not good for you. But they're so emotionally attached to nonsense. They're emotionally attached to nonsense. And that emotion pulls them down to ruin. That emotion pulls them down to ruin. So you have to detach yourself from that emotion and tell yourself, listen, I don't like this. I don't like this about this person. This person, I like this person as a human being, but I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I don't like this about the person. There are accounts I've seen here on this. I've seen accounts on TikTok. I've seen certain people. Then I went on their pages and I started looking at certain things, and I started seeing certain things that I started seeing certain things that they approved of, and certain things I said, nah, I like you, but I don't like these things that I see on your page. What is this? What is this? What is it? What are you pushing? And I told myself, no, I cannot be friends with this kind of person. And that was that. It is the same thing with your relationship. When we see the person, you like the person, you're attracted to the person, you have to go check out the person and ask yourself, do you like this? What you're saying? Do you like it? Do you like the way the person handles money? Do you like the way the person handles relationships? I watched your TikTok now. I watched your TikTok some time ago. And the lady said, a couple, they were in a restaurant. So she was in a restaurant she was in a restaurant. So a couple entered and they sat down, and it took some time, like maybe an hour before the food arrived. And the man slapped the waiter. And his partner, a lady, just kept quiet. She didn't say anything. That was a red flag. She should have ran, just carried her bag and just walked away. It was a red flag. How can you hit someone? A waiter for serving you, for bringing your food late. The man hits the waiter, slaps the waiter. Can you imagine that nonsense? Can you imagine? Oh my goodness. And the lady sat down. You can just imagine the state of her mind and what she's thinking, and she has put herself into servitude to sit down on the same table with that kind of man. To sit down on the same table with that kind of man. There are words I'm not permitted to use on TikTok. I would have used them on that man now. There are words I'm not permitted or allowed to use on TikTok. Can you imagine? She sat down while her partner slapped a waiter. You can just imagine the kind of torture she's going through, and you ask yourself, why is this woman with this man? Why? She might say, oh, I'm in love. It's love. That's absolute nonsense. What are you talking about? What love? Where's the love? What love? What are you talking about? How can you be in a relationship with this kind of a person that does not respect people, that does not honor people? What kind of love are you talking about? And if this man has done it once, he will do it again. And he will do it in so many places. And he will do it in places that people will not see him. And he's going to do it to that woman. He's going to do it to that woman. What love are you talking about? There are certain things that love cannot protect. There are certain things that love cannot stop. And when you see those flaws and you see those weaknesses and you ask yourself, listen, can I continue in a relationship with this man or this woman? And if your answer is no, ladies and gentlemen, walk away. Save yourself. Save yourself. Save yourself. Save yourself. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Walk away. You are the cause, and your relationship and your life is the effect. You are the cause. You are responsible for the things that are happening in your life. You are the cause. 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 So take responsibility. Take responsibility. Let me tell you, if you want to set yourself free right now, if you want to set yourself free right now, let me tell you how to set yourself free. Listen, people spend thousands of dollars to go for therapy. It's just you're wasting your time. Just go therapy. I'm telling you what it is now. Just take responsibility for all the relationships you've been, all the messed up relationships, and tell yourself, I was the cause. I agreed and I made a decision to be in that situation. I'm the cause. And forgive yourself and forgive that person and let them go. It is like you're walking on the street and you got meet a mentally challenged person and say, I want to be in a relationship with you. And you see that person is in a mentally unstable situation and say, I want to be in a relationship with you. And you chose to be in a relationship with that person. Then later you now start complaining. So you went, you found a homeless person, you put on good clothes on the homeless person, and you gave him a bath and gave him a haircut and gave him good clothes and brought the homeless man into your mansion, and you say, oh, I have changed this man. You can't change people. And weeks later you see the man has started drinking again, has turned your home into a bar, and bottles everywhere, and he's drinking, he's always drunk, and he does not go to work, and his hair starts getting back to the last state. Why? Because just bringing him out of that place is not going to change who he is. It's not going to change. Buying him nice clothes is not going to change who he is. Introducing him to a country club is not going to change who he is. It won't change who he is. It won't change who he is. You cannot change people. You cannot change people. You cannot change people. You can't change people. You are the cause. You are the cause of the effects in your life. So take responsibility for the causes, for the things you've caused. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. You know, some of you guys, I have no idea. A guy would tell you that he's in love, and and the lady would tell him who she is. She would tell him and tell him her history, and tell him all the things she's been through and all the kinds of people. And the man will say, oh, I'm in love, and will take on that woman and put that woman in his house and be in a relationship. Then when that woman starts manifesting who she is, what she's already told him, he will now start complaining. Why are you complaining? She told you who she was, but you decided that you wanted to change her. I will tell this story many years ago. So I met this lady I met this lady, and she was telling me about her husband. So I asked her. So she was complaining about her husband. Her husband always goes out at night to disco, to what they call nightclubs. Goes to nightclubs and parties till dawn. He comes home at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and he's driving home drunk, totally, completely drunk. So I asked her a question. I said, where did you meet this man? Do you know what she said? I met him in a nightclub. She said, I met him in a nightclub. Okay, so you met him in a nightclub, and you started going to nightclubs with him, and you guys were partying together because they partied together for a long time. So she kept on going to nightclubs, and coming back home at 3, 4 a.m. It was okay for her. It was normal for her to live that kind of life. Then suddenly, when she had a child or two children, she expected the man to change. But you saw him the way he was, that he was a party animal. And you even used to go to the club with him and party till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And you did it for several years. But right now, suddenly you want him to change. You accepted him for who and what he is. My wife does not do clubs. I never met her in clubs. If she did clubs, there's no attraction. I don't live that kind of, that's not my life. There's none. I don't live that kind of life. Those are not my values. That may be your value. Okay, find somebody that they can relate with. That's not my value. I never met her in a club. So we don't live that kind of life. I don't live that kind of life. Party here, party there, party everywhere. No, I don't do that. That's not my life. I don't do that. So there were certain things I'm looking for. So, and I found those things and those pillars of strength, and I found them. I said, this woman is going to be a strength to me, and I'm going to be a strength to her. You know, I can't see that I'm interested in you as a woman, and what you're doing, you're partying everywhere. That's what you do. Party here, party there, party everywhere, party till the break of dawn, and no single value that you bring into my life. Of course, I can't have any kind of relationship with you. I can't have any kind of relationship with you. It's not possible. Let me tell you something. All of you are here right now. You're hearing what I'm saying, but love has blinded your mind. Love, that emotion of love is a dangerous thing. I wish there was something we could do to just exorcise this out of our minds. That emotion of love. You can see somebody that this person is going to give me problems. This person is going to give me problems. But you say, no, I love her. Oh no, you're going to be in trouble. You're just going to be in trouble. Or you can see this guy is going to give you problems and you say, I love him. No. Love cannot solve that problem. Love does not change people. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Love does not change people. You have to accept people for who and what they are. Accept them. Stop trying to change people. Accept them for who and what they are. Accept them. Accept those people for who and what they are. Stop trying to change people. Why do you think it's in your place and power to change people? Why? When you accept them for who they are, you now ask yourself, can I live with this person the way this person is? Yes. Yes, okay. So live with the person and live with the person in peace. And keep adding value to yourself and let them add value to yourself, and you bring value to the relationship and the relationship gets better. Keep adding value, keep adding value, keep adding value. Keep making the relationship better than it was before you guys met. Keep adding value, bringing the value of yourself to the relationship. And let me tell you, one of the things that if your partner is not willing to receive your value, receive your knowledge, and you share something, your partner says, oh, this is nonsense, that is a red flag. No, those are 7 red flags. 7 red flags. You want to share something with your partner and your partner tells you, no, this is nonsense, I can't be listening to this nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, those are 7 red flags, because that person is arrogant and that person is a narcissist and that person will never listen to you. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who never listens to you, you are going to face hell. If your partner never listens to you, so that your partner is telling you that you have no value, you're bringing 0 value to his or her life, that is just a mistake. Just walk away. Just walk away. Your partner has to receive your value, and you have to be able to give value to your partner and also receive value from your partner. A relationship is an exchange of value, and that exchange of value has to keep going on for the relationship to grow. An exchange of value for the relationship to grow, an exchange, constant, consistent exchange of value. As you improve yourself, you improve your relationship. As you add value to yourself as a human being, you bring that value into your relationship. A relationship is about exchange of value. Exchange of value. Exchange of value. A relationship is about exchange of value. Exchange of value.